which is way out there. Not terribly impressive on satellite. 14.6, 31.4, moving west-northwest at 20. All the models have been showing a track, across the open Atlantic, then eventually moving north of Puerto Rico by sometime early next week. We'll watch it every step of the way. In the meantime, here comes your forecast for tonight.
Breezy out of the west at 15, and let's get to Dorian. Tropical storm we're tracking well out in the Atlantic, and about a week to watch this one. It did strengthen very early this morning, up to 60 miles an hour, but it has maintained intensity since then. However, our water vapor loop shows we have a lot of dry air to the west, and some of this may eventually kind of try to filter into the storm itself, so it could weaken temporarily later today or tomorrow, but regardless, this will spend a good amount of time over the water, so if it weakens, does it really play a major impact on the long-term trend of this? Tropical storm Dorian winds at 60 miles an hour, moving west-northwest at 17, so pretty rapidly. It models an excellent agreement in the short term as this kind of rides around high pressure. You can see perhaps some weakening by tonight or early tomorrow, and then maybe some strengthening depending on how it impacts with some wind shear. Here are the islands in the Caribbean. Here's Puerto Rico. Obviously, here's the coastal U.S., so something to really watch for days. We'll keep you updated at myfoxhurricane.com.
Summer in the midst of summer. Good news came down from the National Hurricane Center today, though. Dorian is no longer an organized storm, just simply a tropical wave out in the Atlantic. For us, though, really not going to be an impact on us either way. Rain chances for us actually could remain a little bit lower as we head throughout the first part of this coming week. And that also means some hot and humid conditions. Temperatures will climb with more sunshine around for us. Take a look at what was Dorian. Now you can just see the remnants of it. Now a tropical wave. This storm has had to fight a lot of dry air. That's all the red you see right here in our water vapor imagery. And that's really kind of torn it apart. So it's not expected to redevelop. Just mainly bring some extra moisture and rainfall to the Caribbean.
Toward the west, we're also watching what's left of Dorian just completely get ripped apart. To the west, see this little spin here? This is an upper level system, and what this does is provide wind shear, southwesterly winds tearing off the tops of these thunderstorms. Notice how it kind of feathers out here at the top? That's from the southwest wind shear, so it doesn't allow any of these storms to wrap themselves around and create a low level center. This wind shear is going to be around for the next few days, which is not going to allow this to regenerate or developing it. So this moisture will ride into the Bahamas, northern Cuba, and the Florida Straits, South Florida, but it will just be some extra added moisture and nothing significant. But we are heading into August. We're going to get to the meat of the hurricane season very soon.
And they are subsiding. We're also seeing this heavier rain just off the coast of Florida. Now, while it is helping to fuel some thunderstorms in southern Florida, the threat exactly from Tropical Depression Dorian is becoming less of an issue as it will take this turn to the northeast. It'll move out to sea just north of Bermuda, and it won't be an issue that much longer.